corner, they talking real loud, spreading no lie, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Put my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Poppin' till it's swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Amadaya production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud, spreading no lie, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Put my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Poppin' till it's swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud, spreading no lie, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Put my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Poppin' till it's swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Amadaya Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Amadaya Shakur, and this is your Daily Vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so with that all being said, hey, Mel. Okay, Nessa G is here. Deronda, Terry Hinton's in the house. Sheila. All right, Claudette, I see you, beloved. So let's get into it. We the people. All right. Everybody hit that like button. Ladybug is in the house. Okay. Lisa's Real Spill is here. Okay. Nessa G. All right. Panther Strike. Shout out to my moderators putting in work, and shout out to everyone tuned in to the Queen. Okay. So let's get into it. But before we do, let's have a brief word from our sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes Hair Oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she sells beard oil for men. Okay, now with that all being said, this is what I was thinking, you all. Hold on. Uh-oh. We about to get into it, you guys. We are about to get into it. You all, Tyler Perry is about to, his accuser, Derek Dixon, is about to be in an exclusive interview with ABC, and we're going to watch it. Okay, we're going to watch it. That's why I changed the time of the live. Okay, that's why I changed the time of the live, because we're going to watch this. Okay, I'm going to use an overlay. Oh, matter of fact, I don't have to use an overlay. It's the news. Okay, so we're about to watch this. Let's get into it. Let's get into it because it's just starting. It starts at 7 o'clock. Okay, so they're just getting on here. So let's find out what this man has to say, because Tyler Perry, honey, this is all bad for you. Okay?
Is denied. Now, in an exclusive TV interview, actor Derek Dixon is speaking out about his claims. Can you explain that first alleged incident?
I got into bed and then I noticed that he climbed into bed with me as well and started rubbing my leg. And I jumped up out of bed. Unless someone's been through something where they have their control over their bodies taken away, you don't really understand the kind of feelings that you get in that moment.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is Prime with Lindsay Davis.
And let me just say this. I absolutely believe this man, because that's the same thing that Christian Keys said. Now, Christian Keys didn't say it was Tyler Perry. He said it was a black billionaire, but he said that he was at that person's house, had a little too much to drink, and they told him he could sleep in the guest bedroom. And when he went in there, that person got into bed with him. Okay, this all sounds too familiar. Okay, too familiar. About damn time said Tyler, a big old freak. Okay. Let's get into it, honey.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. We begin with the fatal stabbing of a Ukrainian woman on a Charlotte commuter train. 23-year-old Irina Zarutska was murdered unprovoked just before 10 p.m. on August 22nd. She boarded the light rail train and sat down in front of the suspect, DeCarlos Brown Jr. 4.5 minutes later, he unfolded a knife and stabbed Zarutska 3 times. Now, the Justice Department has levied federal charges against Brown that could make him eligible for the death penalty if convicted. That's on top of state murder charges. His attorneys have asked the presiding judge to determine if Brown is mentally fit to stand trial. Federal prosecutors outline why they're pursuing the charge.
It's a terroristic act to make people afraid to go about their daily lives. That's what terrorism is, and that's why this statute is completely appropriate here.
And now the congressional delegation in North Carolina is calling for the removal of the judge who had released the suspect prior to the murder, even though he was a repeat offender. Stephanie Ramos joins us now live. And Stephanie, just give us a sense.
Do you all hear this? They said they called for the removal of the judge. Why would they do that? The man, I think the man has mental health issues, because what he did was absolutely unprovoked and very crazy and, in fact, demonic to me, which makes me think that it's likely some form of mental illness. But with that all been said, they're going to remove the judge? Is it that serious? Okay, why don't they remove these corrupt judges? I'd like to know about that, but let's continue.
Heard there that little clip, but why federal prosecutors are filing charges?
They want to send a message to any criminals or anyone else out there that may want to harm anyone on a mass transportation system or anywhere else in the city of Charlotte or across the country, and let them know you won't just be tossed in jail. You could face the death penalty. The U.S. attorney explained at his news conference that they looked at bringing federal charges after seeing the impact that this had on the community and the fear it gave other potential transit riders in the city.
Now, I want you all to pay attention to the bullish. Now, of course, I'm sorry this young, beautiful lady lost her life. Of course, she didn't deserve it. And he does need to be punished thoroughly. But here's the thing. They're talking about they made it federal because other people were concerned and afraid. Okay, black people are concerned and afraid every day, all day, and twice on Sundays. Okay, when the police get behind us, okay? At the end of the day, what about Daniel Penny, who murdered that man on the subway? They didn't have a problem with that. They thought he was a hero. I just want y'all to pay attention. This is all crazy.
That's when he said they found this statute, which was actually used previously under the Biden administration. So they wanted to send a message and elevate this particular case with as harsh a punishment as possible. Now, the broader implication is they clearly want this case in the news and a part of the larger national conversation surrounding crime and leadership in Democrat-run major cities. We heard that clear as day in the White House press briefing today and in Trump's Truth Social post, making this case explicitly about the Senate election in North Carolina. So overall, the government is using these federal charges as a possible deterrent.
And what steps is the city now taking to address public safety, in particular on the public transit system?
So we've heard from the mayor of Charlotte. She announced that more security personnel and police officers will be deployed on CATS trains. That's the train system there in Charlotte.
Let me tell you something. It's amazing to me that all it takes is for something to happen to a white person and they change laws, policy, rules, regulations. You see how that works? You let something nefarious happen to a white person, you get all these changes. Okay, please pay attention at the end of the day. But they don't do that when it's one of us. They don't care. They absolutely do not care. What about when that white man murdered about 5 black people on the subway years ago? This was years ago. I read about it. And basically, he said they were trying to rob him or whatever. But I don't believe that. I think he was just a racist. Okay. Why was he packing heat like that? Why was he packing heat like that on the subway? I have several questions. I think that he was just a racist, wanted supremacist who murdered those men. But, you know, they let him go because they said, oh, they were trying to rob him or whatever. They didn't get special extra security on the trains then.
They'll be deployed to those stations immediately, she says, and over the next several months, nearly 30 additional security personnel will be added across the system. Obviously, this incident and the video that we've seen is startling for not just the city of Charlotte, but across the country. So the city there is trying to assure transit riders that something like this won't happen again, or at least they're trying to prevent it.
Really, I think sent a chill across the country. All right, Stephanie Ramos, we thank you so much. Tonight, ABC News is going inside the ICE immigration crackdown now underway in Chicago. Homeland Security calls it Operation Midway Blitz, as roughly.
Okay, I'm gonna stop to share with this. And I'm going to keep an eye because this is going to be on from 7 to 8:30. I don't know exactly what time they're going to conduct that interview, but trust me, I'll be paying attention. Now, with that all being said, let me just show you all this because I literally just shared this on my Instagram. This is what white privilege looks like. Okay, let's go to it. You all see this right here? Now, I want you all to pay attention. This man right here, breaking. This is breaking news from 6 hours ago. A white pilot who literally tried to crash a plane mid-flight by cutting off the engines, okay? Cutting the engines, attempting to murder 83 passengers while on drugs, illegal substances, gets a sweet plea deal sentenced to only 50 days in jail, okay? From a flight from Portland, Oregon to Washington, to California. About to kill 83 people. And he got 50 days in jail. That's not even a day for every life that he could have taken. But y'all pay attention, honey. This is real. Okay, this is absolutely real. Then they wonder why we say Black Lives Matter. Please make it all make sense. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so we're gonna get into Trump's not Trump. We're gonna get into Tyler Perry's accuser in a minute. But before we do, let's talk about, hold on, let me pull this up. Let's talk about Trump and the woman that got stabbed on the rail, because Trump came out and spoke about it, which I'm not surprised. I knew that he would. And also, let's not forget that the incident that happened in Chicago yesterday.
And then we all heard it. She
with the whole incident with what happened with Romika Meeks. Now that's going to be even more of an incentive for Trump to send those troops to Chicago.
She took the media to task, essentially saying they refused to cover the story because it didn't fit their, quote, preferred narrative, and said the media had a whole lot of ink to spill when it came to Daniel Penny and his arrest on that New York City subway. So she felt this case was not in the national spotlight enough. But Sandra, now I understand we're hearing from the president himself with some new reaction to all of this.
She often, during her remarks, pointed to this new statement from President Trump. He posted it to his X account. It's in chunks. It airs in total 2 minutes and 18 seconds. We're going to play it out in its entirety. Listen.
For far too long, Americans have been forced to put up with Democrat-run cities that set loose savage, bloodthirsty criminals to prey on innocent people, really very, very innocent people. In every place, they control radical left judges, politicians, and activists, and they've adopted a policy of catch and release for thugs and killers. In Charlotte, North Carolina, we saw the results of these policies when a 23-year-old woman who came here from Ukraine met her bloody end on a public train. And here's a picture of it. This is the picture of it. And this is a picture of the woman, a beautiful young girl that never had problems in life, with a magnificent future in this country. And now she's dead. She was slaughtered by a deranged monster who was roaming free after 14 prior arrests. We cannot allow a depraved criminal element of violent repeat offenders to continue spreading destruction and death throughout our country. We have to respond with force and strength. We have to be vicious just like they are. It's the only thing they understand. 24 of the top 25 most dangerous cities in America are run by Democrat mayors. 50 people were murdered in Chicago in recent weeks, with hundreds being shot. And it's time to stop this madness. The people of our country need to insist on protection, safety, law, and order. We have proven that it can be done because we did it right here in D.C., in District of Columbia. The capital of America was a bloodthirsty, horrible, dangerous place, one of the worst. And now it's a crime-free city, and we're going to keep it that way. It can be done. It can happen fast. All we want is, please, Mr. President, we need help. Chicago needs help. Other cities needs help.
Reggie
We'll do what has
said,
to be done.
Reggie said if she didn't have problems, why was she here? Okay. She clearly fled the Ukraine. She had
We're going to
something.
make America safe again, and that includes our big cities. We're going to make those cities safe. Thank you.
Trump, sit down somewhere, okay? Please just give it a rest at this point. Okay, at this point, please just give it a rest. So anyway, with that all being said, now here's the thing. I was doing some thinking, beloveds. I was doing some thinking, family. Let me show you all this. Now, I want y'all to take a look at this because remember, I reported to you all yesterday how Trump is completely exposed. The White House cover-up backfired on them. They thought they were just going to lie and tell us that no such image existed. Trump doesn't doodle and all this, that, and the third. Oh, but then it was released by the Epstein estate. So, but here's what I noticed. Look at this image. Look at this image. Now, let's talk about it. Voice over, okay? There must be more to life than having everything. Donald. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is, Jeffrey. Nor will I. Okay, since I also know what it is, Donald. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey says, yes, we do. Come to think of it, then Donald says, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey says, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Then Donald says, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Not a secret. Okay, now I want y'all to pay attention to something. Two things I want y'all to pay attention to. The first thing is, remember when they said that Trump sent this image to Epstein? Remember when they said he sent this to Epstein for his 50th birthday, right? And they said it was the image of a woman, and his name looked like the Ubik hairs, as you can see. Now, here's what I want y'all to pay attention to. That doesn't look like a woman. That looks like a little girl. That doesn't look like a woman. Look at that. Look at that. And we already know about Epstein. Okay? That's right. Reggie said looks prepubescent. Exactly. Okay? And then knowing about Epstein, that's exactly what that looks like. And the fact, pay attention, that Trump said enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? And he said, yeah, last time I saw you. Okay? Enigmas never age. Which an enigma is something that's strange or mysterious to understand. Okay? something that's puzzling and mysterious. So what's he talking about? They're already talking about secrets. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. He knew exactly what he was doing, low down dirty devil. Oh, but anyway, honey, that's Trump for you. That is Trump for you. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's talk about Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen has come out and did an interview with Michael Strahan, and Charlie Sheen says having dad Martin Sheen turn him in after violating probation felt like biggest betrayal. The 2.5 Men alum revealed that he saw the moment in 1998, as a love eventually. Okay, says Charlie Sheen is looking back at a memory involving dad Martin Sheen and a moment he said felt like the biggest betrayal at the time. Now, during his Good Morning America interview that aired on Monday, September the 8th, the 2.5 Men alum said that he initially wasn't too happy when his father turned him in after a rug overdose for a probation violation in the 1990s. Charlie, who released his new memoir, The Book of Sheen, on September the 9th, told GMA's Michael Strahan that while he saw it as love eventually, that's not how it felt at first in 1998. Said at that time, the actor was apparently on probation after pleading no contest to misdemeanor battery over allegedly assaulting girlfriend Brittany Ashland. Now, I want y'all to pay attention. Say what now? Assaulted his girlfriend Brittany Ashland and was having unprotected sex with people while he had the house in Virginia. HI to the V. So he was never canceled, is all I'm saying. He was never canceled. So he goes on to say, it felt like the biggest betrayal you can possibly endure. I saw it as love eventually, but in that moment, it's like in the book when my bodyguard comes to the door and he says, the U.S. Marshals are on the way. We're leaving in 5. So he added that why he wasn't ready to try sobriety at the time, he said it's hard to ask for help when somebody else has raised your hand for you. The anger management alum's new book, which arrives one day before the 2-part Netflix documentary, aka Charlie Sheen, offers a candid look at the actor's life, his past, and journey into sobriety. He has been sober for 8 years. Now I want y'all to pay attention to something. Please pay attention to this. Don't miss it. Now, I want you to pay attention to how they're sitting here low-key praising this man. Are y'all catching it? Are y'all catching it? They're sitting here praising this man. This is what they're doing. Now, let's think about how they talk about Diddy. And I'm not saying they shouldn't talk about some of the stuff Diddy's done. But my point is this. This man has had unprotected sex while he had HIV and is likely giving it to people for all we know. Second of all, he's been on illegal substances, beat women. We may not have him on video, but we know he did it. Okay? We know he did it. He was on probation, got convicted. But now they sit here and say they have a Netflix documentary, aka Charlie Sheen. It offers a candid look at the actor's life, past, and journey into sobriety. They're praising him. He has been sober for 8 years. Like, that's a big deal. Well, it is a big deal if you're a person who was on illegal substances and alcohol. But I said all that to say, why are y'all praising this man? Okay, kudos to him that he's off of the illegal substances. But at the end of the day, he still beat women. And at the end of the day, he still had unprotected sex with people while he had HI and the V. So should we be praising him or should he have been canceled? He should have been canceled. Did you all notice how also they didn't fire that guy? They didn't cancel that guy, Stephen Collins from Seventh Heaven. Isn't that his name? Stephen Collins, he was a whole Lester. Okay, he was a whole Lester, wasn't he? Hold on. Because here's the thing. They sure took the Cosby Show off the air when they were going in on Bill Cosby. Yeah, it's Stephen Collins. That's his name. Stephen Collins' Accuser. This is from March of 2025. Stephen Collins' Accuser recalls sexual molestation by Seventh Heaven star in ID series. This man is a whole Lester. They didn't cancel Seventh Heaven. They didn't take that off the air. But that's what they did to Bill Cosby. I want y'all to pay attention. Okay. Now, with that all being said, let's go to this. Go to ABC because they're talking about the Epstein debacle.
In the public.
You've been working for months on a rule change to make it faster to confirm President Trump's nominees. You spoke on the Senate floor earlier today. This comes as Democrats are trying to slow the process down. Why do you believe this is necessary?
Yeah, this is necessary because we've reached a point now of no return. Democrats now have literally filibustered every single nominee. There's so many other things legislatively we can't do because we're doing nominees. And for us to even pass the nominees that are in the queue right now, we would have to work 80 hours a week, every single week, the rest of the year, and do no legislation just to do nominees. So we've got to do nominees and legislation. Democrats have now broken the process. We've got to just restore it back to what it was.
Are you concerned at all about the long-term implications of this action with regard to what's been called the world's greatest deliberative body?
Yeah, that is the problem, actually. It's not deliberation anymore. Democrats are demanding 2 hours of debate for every nominee, and then literally the floor just sits empty. The average amount of debate time after they demand 2 hours of debate, which is their right, is actually Democrats come to the floor 2 minutes or less. On 81 of these 135 nominees, they've done 0 minutes of debate. So there's no deliberation. This is just dilatory, trying to be able to hurt President Trump. But what it's really doing is hurting the entire country on it. And what we've done is we've actually taken a Democrat proposal from 2 years ago that came out of the Democrat-controlled Rules Committee, pulled it forward and said, this was an idea that you proposed. They chose to never have a vote on it, but we've taken a Democrat proposal and said this is the least partisan way to be able to fix this, is to take a proposal to be able to combine votes together on the floor after they've come out of committee.
Trump is looking to expand the use of the National Guard in cities across the country, as you know, sometimes in places that are not actually asking for help, like Washington, D.C. and Chicago. Illinois Governor Pritzker has said that the state has not received any federal support or coordination. If the federal government is taking this step, should it be coordinating at least with the states ahead of time?
Yeah, the best case scenario is to be able to coordinate, but the hardest case scenario is when a city that has a higher murder rate said, no, we're doing just fine and our people are just fine, and they reject help when it actually comes. City of New Orleans, for instance, and the governor of Louisiana has already said, hey, if the National Guard wants to come here and help us, we are having struggles in some areas in New Orleans. We want to make sure it's a peaceful city for every visitor across the country to be able to come and not have Americans afraid to go to New Orleans. In D.C., it's different than every other place in the country. And what we've seen is a precipitous drop in crime in Washington, D.C., which is an open invitation for everyone in America to come back to Washington, D.C.
Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, Trump just wants to impose martial law. Okay? He just wants to impose martial law, in my opinion. Okay, that's what I think. Hold on, beloved. Okay, so they're talking to Sotomayor. Okay, so while they're talking to her, let's go to a portion of this a clip from this Charlie Sheen interview.
How about you?
I don't know. Charlie Sheen has been making headlines for 40 years, from his hard partying image and show business family to his high-profile relationships and record-breaking salary demands.
There's some things you talk about you've never shared before publicly.
Correct. Yeah.
Now the ultimate Hollywood bad boy is chronicling it all in a new memoir, The Book of Sheen.
Yeah, I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen.
What do you think when you look back then? Do you recognize yourself?
I don't know who that is. And that's not a cop-out. It's or I don't know what part of me that came from. It's weird. It's like there's a possession going on. I'm like, you know, kind of pleading with that version of me to just, dude, God, stop.
You have any regrets?
I do, but I can't. There's no value in them. You know, I guess the only way to deal with it is just to not ever do anything or allow myself to wind up in a situation where that's a message I want to send to the world in that capacity. Because there's probably a lot of people out there that still only know me from those viral clips, a guy screaming tiger blood and winning and all this other nonsense, right? and not set the record straight, but say, no, that was a moment in a really long career where things just went off the freaking rails.
From his first major role in the Best Picture winning Platoon,
You ever get caught in a mistake that you just can't get out of?
to becoming the highest paid sitcom star while on he indulged in an escalating cascade of drugs and sex.
You are very frank about your sex life.
Right.
From hiring sex workers.
Right.
You testified against Hollywood Madam Heidi Fleiss. You admitted you spent $53,000 for her services.
Well, that's what they knew of.
Yeah,
that's what they had on the book. So,
but do you think you were a sex addict?
I mean, sure, probably, yeah.
And let me tell you all something too. I want to say that it was Corey Feldman, but it was some child actor, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think that I am, that accused Charlie Sheen of molestation or raping them. But he's not canceled. Okay, he's on here doing a whole interview. Okay, but while y'all are watching this, let me see if I can find that article because I know I read that.
Yeah, I mean, if to frame it like that, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you say sex went hand in hand with your drug use.
It did, yeah.
And wanting to try, as you framed it, quote, other side of the menu, which for some people out there, man, what's the other side of the menu? That's sleeping with men. But you said you're being honest about it now. But why did you keep it secret for so long?
Sure. Yeah. Because there was another element to it that it did come with a tremendous amount of extortion. And so at the time I was just like, all right, let's just pay to keep it quiet and just hope it just stays over there, make it go away, just make it go away. And then
so you were just paying people not to.
Yeah, because they would have had videoed things or whatever and had stuff over me, so that was kind of held hostage.
Now I want you all to pay attention to what he just said. He said it was kind of extortion. They had video footage and things that they held over him, so he was kind of held hostage. Now, do you all think that he's talking about people he was having sex with, are the ones that have this footage, or those people that we call the Illuminati? Or do y'all think it's those people we call the Illuminati? Because remember, these people that are in this secret society that they call the initiates, that's what they actually call themselves. These people have been said to do those things, blackmail you with stuff. R. Kelly was supposedly doing it. And then it was somebody else, the guy from Nexium, Keith Rainier. Yeah, he would have these women to videotape themselves doing things they had no business doing with people in their family that were not of the right age. Okay, and then use that for blackmail to hold over their head so they can never leave. Now, with that all being said, I just looked it up. And yes, it wasn't Corey Feldman. It was his best friend, Corey Haim, the one who passed away. Okay, and that's likely why he took himself out of here. Okay, because didn't he take his own life, or it was an overdose or something? Yes, I typed in, did a child actor accuse Charlie Sheen of rape? Yes, late child actor Corey Haim accused Charlie Sheen of raping him in 1986 on the set of their film Lucas, but he's not canceled. Okay, then that's worse than what Diddy did. Okay, according to fellow child actor and close friend Corey Feldman. That's why I got it mixed up, because Corey's the one who was talking about it too. Feldman publicly disclosed this allegation, which he said Haim told him in detail. Okay, in his 2020 documentary called My Truth, The Grape of Two Coreys, because both of them were arrested as children actors. Haim died in 2010. It's a darn shame. Now, I can't remember. Was it an overdose or did he take himself out? Says he was found dead in his home in Burbank, California on March 10th of 2010, although it was initially reported that he died of a rug overdose. I knew that's what I heard, one of them. His official cause of death was pneumonia and pulmonary edema. Probably got that from doing the rugs. Okay, so sad.
And that's a bad feeling. But again, that's not what I led with. I just led with, all right, people talked about this and this thing and whatever. And so I just need to be free of that. And then see how the world feels if people know that stuff. Because I've written a story all these years about, oh, geez, if I ever reveal that, then this has to be how I'd be dealt with, how I'd be treated, how they'd feel.
In 2015, Sheen publicly revealed that he was HIV positive.
That was a tremendous relief. That felt like, okay, all right, there's that. Now I can focus on some other things.
That was 10 years ago.
That was 2015. You're right.
So how you feeling now?
I feel pretty good.
Sheen says he stopped using drugs in 2015 and that he has now been completely sober for nearly 8 years.
What was the final straw?
It was, my body was starting to reject it. I talk about that in the book, literally like turning inside out. That was a mess.
Your kids.
Yeah.
Cassandra, you were 19 when you had her with your high school sweetheart. And then you have the two daughters, Sammy, who's 21, Lola's 20 with Denise.
Yeah.
And you have twin sons, Bob and Max. With Brooke. How have your relationship with your children evolved as your sobriety has evolved over the last 8 years you've been sober?
We have relationships, and we have legitimate ones, and they really have nothing to do with anything that I do for a living. Because, up to a certain age, kids have no interest. Well, you probably know. They don't care about, what your ratings are.
They just want a father.
Yeah.
Adrian said, Queen, Corey Feldman said the FBI asked him if Michael Jackson assaulted him. He said no, but another Hollywood person did, and the FBI didn't want to hear it. Yeah, I saw that interview. He did say no. He said they kept trying to pressure him into saying that Michael Jackson did something. But when he's trying to tell them who actually did it, they didn't even want to hear. And they did the same thing to Aaron Carter. They tried to get Aaron Carter to lie and say Michael Jackson did things to him, but he said he absolutely did not. Michael Jackson was acquitted. What's interesting to me is that they yelled the allegations. When Michael Jackson stood accused, they yelled it to the top of the mountain. But when he was acquitted, it was a whisper in the wind. Okay, and the FBI investigated Michael Jackson for a whole decade. Didn't find anything. I read the court documents, over 300 pages. Okay, so I can verify that. Okay, because some people still to this day want to act like Michael did it.
Your daughter, Sammy, she's spoken about a rift between you two.
Yes.
How's your relationship these days?
I feel like as long as everybody's still in the game, there's always a shot for better tomorrow, Yep. I don't really know what I did. That's the problem. I don't know what I'm supposed to yet apologize for, but I have absolute faith that it's not a forever thing, and her and I will work it out. We have a history of that. That's too valuable to let some moment destroy all of that. Yeah.
The book is called The Book of Sheen. It's the first title he came up with and never changed it. Trying to find new ones that were better, but he said this one just fit. It is out on Tuesday. We're going to have much more of my interview with Charlie on Monday, and he's going to share, other parts of his past that he's kept a secret. And he's going to talk about his long career.
He gave really thoughtful answers.
Yeah, very thoughtful, very honest and open, George. And they have the book and the documentary. And
let me tell you something. They are really rubbing it on thick and, quite frankly, getting on my damn nerves praising this man, okay? At the end of the day, here's the thing. I don't think he deserves any brownie points or cookies for telling the truth and being open and honest. He has no choice. When you've already been exposed, you have no choice. Now, you can still sit there and lie if you choose, but once people know the truth, you may as well just come clean. So I don't give him any grace for that. At the end of the day, those women exposed him, okay? Right at the end of the day. And him being a whole rapist and all this other stuff spreading around the house in Virginia. Yeah, they have not canceled him. That's amazing. Because he absolutely should have been canceled a long time ago. Now, let's talk about Tyler Perry and this accuser, honey. Because hopefully their interview is going to start in a minute. Right now, they're on break. It says we'll be right back. So hopefully when they come back, they're going to start the interview because I cannot wait to see it. Okay, shout out to my friend James Sanders for letting me know that it was coming on tonight, honey. Okay, so with that all being said, Tyler Perry, sexual assault accuser, speaks out. He got into bed with me. Now, the actor suing Tyler Perry for assault and harassment is going on national TV to double down on his salacious claims against the billionaire, recounting the first alleged incident. Derek Dixon, who had a role on Tyler Perry's long-running TV show The Oval, sat down with ABC News and told Lindsay Davis that his alleged interactions, or about his alleged interactions with Tyler. Asked about the first alleged instance of assault or harassment, Derek said, I got into bed and then I noticed that he climbed into bed with me as well, started rubbing my leg. I jumped up out of bed. Baby, I would have cold cocked his ass. So I know damn, you didn't just try. Tyler Perry, I know you didn't just try. Did you? Madea? Like somebody said in the chat, imagine drinking too much and then waking up to Madea in the bed. Huh? That's a scary sight. Where is the TP interview going to be? Okay, Rex Green, honey, he's not coming out and talk about this. Tyler Perry's trying to shut it down, honey, just like he shut down that documentary they were supposed to do about him. Not the documentary that he had done, but they were supposed to be doing a movie about him and saying there was other men that were accusing him. He shut that down real quick. I don't know how he did it. He has some connections, and they must be serious because he got them to shut that right on down, honey, because I was all ready to watch it. I was all ready to see it. Okay, so anyway, he says Tyler started rubbing on his leg, honey. He jumped up out of the bed. Derek also tells Lindsay, unless someone has been through something where they have their control over their bodies taken away, you don't really understand the kind of feelings that you get in that moment. The full interview is airing tonight on ABC News Live Prime, and this is all the networks released at this point. But we know much more from the lawsuit. This is what TMZ says. So TMZ broke the story when Derek filed back in June, claiming Tyler invited him in January 2020 to his Atlanta home, where he drank too much and ended up sleeping in a guest room. Now, just as he told ABC, in the suite, in the suit, Derek claims Tyler got into bed with him and started touching his thighs. He says he rejected the advances that night. Baby, I would have whooped Tyler's arse. Okay? Don't try it. Dixon is suing Tyler and Tyler Perry Studios for quid pro quo and workplace sexual harassment and sexual assault and battery, seeking $260 million in damages. Now, honey, you don't deserve that much. Let's just keep it a buck. Okay, he's probably hoping he'll get like 10 times less. All right. Tyler's camp has ripped the lawsuit as a scam. Well, you know, Tyler Perry, everybody's not lying on you, boo-boo. Everybody is not lying on Madea. Okay, so here comes the interview, baby. I could have timed it more perfect. Here comes the interview. Now, I'm going to let them play these little clips because they're showing Tyler Perry show The Oval, and we don't want any copyright strikes. Okay, so here we go. Go ahead, honey. We right on time. Hold on. Sweet Tea said Mims should stay away from Tyler Perry. Mims? Mims knows Tyler Perry? I think he goes in on him. Okay, here we go. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I met him at his studio opening party in 2019. I was working for an events company, and we met, and he said to me, are you an actor? And I said, well, not right now. I'm working on it, but not right now. And he said, yeah, you are. We need to talk. You should get my number and we'll talk about this.
Did any of your initial interactions give you pause?
A few of them were, they did give me pause, but they weren't bad enough to think like this was a dangerous situation in the beginning. Yeah.
According to your lawsuit, at one point early on, he bought you a car.
Yeah, he'd.
DJ Big Six, baby, I believe him. Okay, DJ Big Six said, I believe that dude is lying. I don't believe he's lying because, first of all, he's saying the same stuff that Christian Keys said. Christian Keys talked about somebody getting into bed with him. He talked about the person buying him a car. Now, this man's talking about somebody buying him a car. Oh, I absolutely believe it, honey. We already know how Tyler Perry rolls. At least it looks like he rolls that way. Okay, please pay attention. I can't even watch Tyler Perry in a serious movie because when I see him in something trying to be serious, I just see Medea. Like when he played in that movie Alex Cross or whatever the name of it, where he's supposed to be that police detective or whatever. Child, that was just so unconvincing. I'm like, Medea, please put your wig back on, honey. It's just not working. Okay, that's just how I feel. But anyway, I believe this young man.
Seen my Jeep around the studio that I was driving, and he said, you know, that's not a great car.
Tyler Perry is an actor, producer, director, playwright, and prominent name in the entertainment space. He launched his career in the 1990s.
You want this half? You want this half?
His 2005 breakthrough film, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, debuted at #1 in the box office and was a massive success. To date, he's created 24 feature films, 20 stage plays, 17 television shows, and 2 New York Times best-selling books. In 2021, his prolific career earned him a spot in the exclusive Billionaires Club. His media empire includes his own production company, Tyler Perry Studios, based in Atlanta. Wait a
minute. What are y'all laughing at? What are y'all laughing? Pastor Troy said, no fooling you, Queen. And Mama Joyce said, left my A off. Luna said, Queen, you are hilarious. I don't even know what y'all talking about, honey, because I was just being serious. I was not even trying to be funny. I am so serious right now. Please pay attention. Tyler Perry needs to sit down somewhere,
The
honey.
largest film studios in the country.
I'm not trying to do anything other than meet somebody at their humanity.
As his career has flourished, he's also made a name for himself in the philanthropic space. So in early 2020, you land the role of Dale on The Oval. Was that a dream job?
It was, yeah. It was. To be a series regular on a show was something I always dreamed about.
The complaint includes multiple screenshots of text messages allegedly between Dixon and Perry.
Hold the hell up. The hell up. DJ Big Six, hold on. DJ Big Six, now you said you don't believe him, right? But I just thought about it. I literally went over the transcripts from the lawsuit. And do you not remember the text messages from Tyler Perry telling that man he was jealous, seeing him with another man? Okay, talking about how he looks and all of that. Tyler Perry wanted that man, honey. I saw the text messages, honey. I'm sorry. It's a yes for me. Tyler Perry, I believe you did that. And look at that man. That's a nice looking young man, honey. At the end of the day, I think Tyler Perry absolutely wanted that man. And he wanted Christian Keys too, in my opinion. Don't y'all forget, I was there the night that Tyler Perry met Christian Keys. Okay, back in 2005. All right. Now, here's what it says. Nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm. And then the response, nice picture. That's what he's saying. Then Tyler says, great, amazing, awesome picture. Okay. This is all. Hold on. Who said what? The blue is him talking, I guess. Nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm. Tyler Perry says, nice picture. Great, amazing, awesome. I don't know who said what. Can y'all tell? Hold on. The blue is what Tyler Perry is saying, I guess. Hold on. About damn time said, hold on. Says, you don't see this stud? What the F? You a man. Who calls themselves a stud? Well, you know what a stud used to mean. It means something different now. But so anyway, let's continue, honey, because I'm sorry. According to these text messages, Tyler Perry seems to have wanted that
where
man.
He's on the jet ski. Well, I said, nice picture. And he said, yeah, the water looks calm. And he said, nice picture. You don't see that stud in that picture? Rude.
Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why I couldn't figure it out. It wasn't making sense. Okay, so Tyler Perry was talking about himself. Because the dude's talking about the water looks calm. Tyler Perry talking about, you don't see the stud in that picture? Tyler Perry, if you don't sit down somewhere, honey. Child, if you don't have several seats. And you know what? Tyler Perry is a stud, in my opinion. Literally. Okay? Literally. Tyler Perry is absolutely a stud. Okay? You know those girls who act like men, that's Tyler Perry. But let's continue. In my opinion.
And I said, LOL, yes, that's a stud. And all these texts, I tried to de-escalate them and make a joke out of them.
Some of the messages more sexual in nature.
One of them says, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that in therapy yet? I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you.
Now, the complaint also alleges that in January of 2020, there was an escalation from the text messages to Tyler Perry's behavior becoming physical. Can you explain that first alleged incident?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you all something, honey. How would you all respond to something like this? How would you all respond to something like this happening to you? Alejandro, thank you for your contribution to the channel, beloved. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Panther Strikes at Queen, you are having a ball with this. I'm really not. I'm just trying to figure it all out. Reggie said this guy is zesty. That's fine, but hold on. It said, this guy's zesty. That's fine, but is he baiting a bit? Oh no. Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. He might be zesty. I don't know if he is. He might be, but even if he is, honey, he don't want Tyler Perry. Not like that. He probably was not even attracted to Tyler Perry in the slightest, honey. And I mean, I can't blame him.
We were over his house. We're having some drinks in his guest house, and it was late at night, and he has a guest quarters, and said that you can sleep there instead of not driving. And his house is far from Atlanta and where I was living. And I got into bed, and then I noticed that he climbed into bed with me as well, and started rubbing my leg. And I jumped up out of bed, and he has said, turn around so I can look at you, and just commented on how I looked. And then he got up and left. So I thought after that instance, it was pretty clear that I was not interested in that type of a relationship. It was very, very strange. I mean, I think it's okay that people try to make a move or shoot their shot, but if they get rejected, I think that they should stop. And so I thought it would stop after that, and it didn't.
At the end of the second season, Dale gets shot in the chest 4 times.
And Tyler was about to kill him off the show, honey, because he wouldn't give up those goodies, allegedly. That's what he said. Tyler Perry wanted those goodies, and when he couldn't get them, he said, I'll just kill your ass off the show. Or you could think about it a bit longer, and I'll bring you back next season, because you're not really dead until I say so. Please pay attention, honey. Tyler Perry is a hot mess.
Why was that especially concerning for you?
What it meant to me was if I don't make him happy, I could stay dead on the show.
And the complaint specifically says, and I just want to quote it, Mr. Perry made it clear to Mr. Dixon that he would kill off Mr. Dixon's character if he did not indulge Mr. Perry's sexual harassment. Was that message clear to you?
For me, that was his way of showing his power over us and our careers, and that he doesn't have a problem with just killing one of us off.
You're also a screenwriter and had written a TV series called Losing It. Tell us about that.
He ended up wanting to read it, and I at first was like too embarrassed to even send to him. But
Laverne said, Queen, you're a trip. I absolutely. Not a trip, honey. Thank you for your kind words, I guess. And for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Honey. Tell y'all something, baby. If Tyler Perry had even tried him, honey, I would have punched him right in I would have gave him an uppercut right here. Okay, I'd have sent him flying. If you don't get your arse up out of here, he wouldn't want me anyway, because clearly I'm not what he wants. But I'm just saying, if I was that man, honey, I would have gone upside his head. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, baby? I would have gone all upside his head.
He did, and he said he loved it and wanted to shoot the pilot for it.
All right, let's go to June of 2021, another alleged incident that you outline in your lawsuit where you're, again, at Tyler Perry's home in Atlanta, and it ends up with you locking yourself in a bathroom.
Not locked in the bathroom.
Started out having drinks in the living room like we, have done before, and it got to a point in the night where, we were both kind of feeling drunk. And I remember we were walking back to the guest area where I've stayed before. And there was this health monitor scale on the way. And I was like, what is that? And he said, well, you have to be in your underwear to measure, whatever. So you should do it. He reached down and pulled my underwear down and grabbed my ass. And I, tried to stop him and pull back my underwear up, and he kind of grabbed my arms and said, no.
That's a serious violation, baby. Hell to the no. If Tyler Perry did all that, baby, you should have been brawling with him at this point. You should have been brawling, honey, toe to toe. Okay, mano y mano. The end of the day, I know he did snatch that man's drawers down like he's in prison in the shop. Hell no. Okay, this is all crazy. Do y'all hear this? This is absolutely nefarious. Now I have several questions. Who on those shows did what Tyler Perry wanted them to do? Who on those shows did what Tyler Perry wanted them to do? I have so many questions. Now I'm looking at everybody with a side eye. Okay, that big sexy dude, that big sexy dark-skinned dude, Bobby, that plays on the Oval. Bobby, hold on. Tyler Perry, I know you wanted him. I know you wanted him, honey. I know you couldn't help yourself, honey. Bobby, did you do it? I hope not. Ooh, this man is so fine, it don't even make no sense, honey. Hold on. Let me show y'all this man, honey. The only person finer than him is my man. Please pay attention. Hold on. Woo, honey. The only man finer than this one is mine, honey. Okay? Don't y'all hate. Hold on. This man, and I heard he has a twin brother. Bobby is fine, honey, for no reason. Okay? There you go. There you go. I know Tyler Perry was trying to hit on him. Tyler Perry, sit down somewhere and leave these men alone. They don't want you. Luda said Bobby got a brand new car too. Okay. Nia said, Nia, you are wrong for it. Nia said, how did Tyler get the opportunity to snatch his drawers? I just don't believe his own story. Y'all are something else. Not that you don't believe the whole story. Let me get Bobby off the screen so we get back so I can stay focused. This is all crazy. Shoshana said, good cleanup. Okay, you caught that too, beloved. You caught that too. Okay. Let me go back to it.
No, it's okay. Just go with it. And I said, stop. I don't want to be naked. I don't want this. And he was just like, no, I'm not going to hurt you. And just continued. And in that moment, unless someone's been through something where they have their control over their bodies taken away, you don't really understand the kind of feelings that you get in that moment. It was almost like every thought came through my head to run.
Let me tell y'all something. This man, I believe he might be gay. Because that's the only reason I can see him putting up with that, just like brushing it off kind of or whatever, not just going in on Tyler Perry. But also, I believe him because, listen, I could hear the nervousness in his voice. Can't y'all hear it? It seems as though he's nervous even sitting here telling this story. It seems like he is nervous even sitting here telling this story. I believe this man. Okay? I have very good discernment too. I'm gonna have to go when he's telling the truth. Tyler Perry, you should be ashamed of your low down, dirty self, allegedly.
To fight, to freeze. I didn't.
Hold on, honey. I can sit here and crack all these darn jokes if I want to, but I'm telling y'all one thing. I'm gonna choose my words carefully because Tyler Perry don't play games, honey. Y'all saw what he did to Storm Monroe, right? Y'all saw he sent Storm Monroe's behind that cease and desist. Okay? So Storm Monroe to take those videos down. I ain't taking nothing down, honey, at the end of the day, Tyler Perry. So please miss me with all of it.
No, I didn't know what to do.
He says he de-escalated and distracted Perry and eventually locked himself alone in the guest house bathroom.
The day after that, he called several times and I ended up getting afraid of what was going on the other side. So I picked up. And that's when he said, he was sorry for what happened. He doesn't know why he did that and that maybe he was self-sabotaging or something. And in the same call, he said, and don't worry, we're going to do your show.
In the lawsuit, you describe this as a calculated pursuit of you by Tyler Perry. There are also several times where he says to you, you have to make your no stronger. How did you respond to this, as it's described, calculated pursuit of you by Tyler Perry?
to me, that's just so insulting. And I reiterated, you know, I said stop. You know, I said it. I don't think that people ever get past something like that happening to them.
Dixon tells us he last spoke to Perry in the spring of 2024 and left the show in September of that year. What ultimately became of your pilot losing it?
Yeah, it hasn't gone anywhere. He still owns the rights to it. So I can't now go and sell it.
Then
Let me tell y'all something. That's the problem that Christian Keys had. He said Tyler still owns the rights to his show, so he can't do anything with it. That's the problem that Christian Keys was having with that show, All the Queen's Men. That is Christian's show. He leased it to Tyler Perry for about 3 years. And I think that Tyler Perry wanted to keep that show. And that's why Christian came out and made those accusations that were absolutely true. Not naming Tyler's name specifically, but I bet you Christian got a payday for that story to go away. I bet you that.
in January, the actor filed a complaint with the EEOC, the federal agency responsible for protecting workers from discrimination. In your response to your EEOC complaint, Tyler's representative said, among other things, Mr. Dixon's initial letter to TPS Tyler Perry Studios about its matter demanded $42.5 million to buy his silence. They described your actions as extortion.
Right, OG Patrice. This young man reported this to the EEOC. I had forgotten about that because when I was reporting on it and reading the documents, yeah, he reported this to the EEOC. That's what further makes me believe he's credible. Because when you report something like this in the workplace to the EEOC, they're going to conduct a thorough investigation. And when they conclude, if they find that there's merit to your allegations, they're going to send you a letter giving you the right to sue. That letter helps you easily obtain counsel as an attorney, and usually they'll give you they'll charge you based on contingency. So basically, you don't pay them unless you win the lawsuit. Okay, I don't think this young man's lying at all.
Were you looking for money to buy your silence?
No, I think I was looking for accountability on to what he did. I think what he did was wrong, and it needed to be something that would deter him from doing this to somebody else, another actor, or in the future.
What kind of a toll would you say that this is all taken on you?
I was extremely anxious. The calls got to a point where the calls and texts were almost every day. Just this constant state of like, if I don't answer, I will lose my job. I'll be fired or killed off the show. I mean, it took a huge toll on my anxiety and depression.
You're asking in your lawsuit for damages totaling $260 million. How did you arrive at that number?
Part of that number is my lost job, my lost income, the loss of the show. The other part of that is a deterrent for, how do you stop a billionaire who won't stop themselves from doing this?
Exactly. Hit him where it hurts. And another thing is, he needs to sue him for a large amount just like that, because I guarantee you this man is now blackballed. You really think you're going to see him in any other movies or shows anytime soon? This man's probably been blackballed just like Tyler Perry allegedly did Monique. Okay? I'd be suing him for $260 million too.
How difficult has it been to tell your truth?
It's been hard. It's been hard. It's a vulnerable thing to talk about, I think, for anybody. There's a lot of shame, I think, around it. And just trying to think what you could have done better and having to deal with the judgment of what, everyone might think of how you.
See, I'm going to tell y'all something. This man's telling the truth because he's literally about to cry. I can tell. I can tell this man's literally about to cry. And then thinking about the judgment and what other people are going to think. Yeah, that has to be very embarrassing. That has to be a lot, especially on a man. Women deal with this stuff when it happens to us too, especially in Hollywood and the industry or whatever, but in the music industry. But with that all been said, honey, just think about a man having to deal with that. Okay, the humiliation of it all. Somebody said that he called the police. No, he didn't call the police. There really was no need to call the police. I mean, he could have for sexual assaults, but at the end of the day, how embarrassing is that for a grown man? Honey, I'd be suing his earth too.
You could have handled it better without being in that situation.
Perry has not yet responded in court filings. In a statement to ABC News, his lawyer called Dixon a, quote, individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam, and that Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail.
If you were to talk to Tyler Perry right now, what would you say?
I would say, I hope that you take accountability for what happened. And I hope that this has taught you not to treat your employees this way and to never use someone's dream to coerce them into a relationship that's not professional.
What would justice look like for you?
Justice would look like thinking that I've made a change and that something like this won't happen to another actor that works for him or another actor in the industry. That would be justice for me.
Our thanks to Derek Dixon for the conversation. Coming up, a popular American automaker recalls 1.5 million cars.
Let me tell you all something. Shout out to that young man for being bold and brave enough to come out and tell his story. Let me tell you all something. You know, it really takes a lot of guts to come out, specifically against a billionaire, somebody like Tyler Perry. And the sad thing is, these people in Hollywood, let me tell y'all something. Now, some could say that if Tyler Perry likes men, he could just get a man that likes men, right? Well, see, that's the thing. These people in Hollywood and music industry, they don't want men who like men. They want heterosexual men so they can flip you. Okay? That's a challenge for them. And so they can also emasculate you and humiliate you by making you do something that they know that you really wouldn't want to do. Let me tell y'all something. At the end of the day, it's about control and power. Now, I want you all to pay attention because you see, when I was in college for criminal justice, one of the things that I was talking to my professor about was when somebody is great. I was talking about when somebody is great because sometimes these people that go out here and great people, these are attractive people who have things going for themselves. Why would they have to go out and grape somebody? Like, make that make sense. I could see if you were socially awkward or you just a weirdo or whatever, or you just ugly and you just desperate and you feel like that's what you got to do. But why do some people feel like that's what they need to do? And the thing is, it's not about the sex. It's about the power and the control. It's about exerting your power and control over another person and making them the object of your desire, not treating them like a human being in a humane fashion, but treating them as if they were just a piece of trash to be discarded once you're done. They get a kick out of it. They get a kick out of it. And if you can make someone do something that you know damn well they wouldn't do and don't want to do, that's power. You see, this is no different. The way they do these things in the music industry and in Hollywood, it's no different than the way they did it back during slavery. Because if you think about it, it is mostly predominantly Black men who endure these things. Okay, the humiliation rituals, wearing dresses and skirts and all of that. They do these things mostly to Black men. They do it to white men too, but they predominantly do it, disproportionately do it to Black men. And it's just like during slavery when they would buck break the Black man. The biggest, strongest mandingo or buck, they bring them out in front of everybody, their wife, their kids, all the other slaves, and then do to them. And while everybody watches, to emasculate them, to humiliate them, to shame them, to have everyone else looking at them like, dang, you just let him do that to you? It's the humiliation of it. This is what they like to do, buck breaking. That's what that is. That's why they don't just go and get somebody who is already the same as them. No, they want a challenge. so they can feel like they have another notch under their belt, like they really did something. Y'all to pay attention. It's all a hot mess. That's right. Special case said it takes their confidence away. Exactly. It makes you feel ashamed. Just think about it. Wouldn't you feel ashamed if that happened to you? I'm talking to the men. You don't have to answer in the chat, but just ask yourselves that. Wouldn't you feel so humiliated if somebody did that to you? Like at the end of the day, this is commonplace. This is commonplace. And here's the thing. If they ask, if these producers, directors, and all these people with power, if they ask 10 men to do those things with them, probably at least 5 of them is going to say yes. Because, some people will do anything for money. And some people already know how it goes down before they get into it. They already know. And so they're willing to compromise themselves just to get money, fame, and fortune. Okay? I remember I was doing a video one time talking about the Illuminati and just said all the nefarious things or whatever. And somebody hopped in my comment section like a whole fool and asked me, how do I get in touch with the Illuminati? Do you have any idea how I can get in touch with them? Because I want to join. You want to join after all that I just told you? See, some people do anything for money. They don't care. They don't care. They want to live for the moment. They don't care about the hellfire and brimstone that they might have to endure later. No, they don't care about that. They just want to live for the now. Okay, that's what they want to do. Ooh, special case said emasculate a man is power that they feel. Exactly. Exactly. Hold on, songwriter Sonny, I see you got your regular name back, beloved. Said, oh, please. Playing a small violin. My uncles were pimps, so I grew up fully understanding why my aunts became such goddesses for work. Men can't help what we're attracted to and how vulnerable it can make us shamefully. Not shamefully. Okay, beloved. LeVar said, I've had it happen to me, Queen. Really, it's sexual harassment by men. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. And you know the sad thing, beloved, I'll bet you that some of those men were probably on the DL and then knew that you're gay and then think that, you want them. The nerve of it all for me, because just because somebody's gay don't mean they want you, Tyler Perry, okay, and whoever else. But that's what some people be acting like, as if y'all don't have standards. Honey, I might be gay, but I ain't blind. Okay, that's what some people probably thinking. Like, dude, Tyler Perry needs to sit down somewhere, because I promise you, all I see is Madea without the wig. Okay, all I see is Madea without the wig, y'all. And so, anyway, with that all being said, I'm about to be up out of here. Listen, hold on. Videos. I'm gonna go to a couple of videos so we can see what people are saying about the situation with Romika Meeks. I look for an update, but there's no update thus far. But let's go to what some of the people are saying. Deronda, why are you laughing about them times? Queen, I love you. I love y'all too. I don't know why y'all be laughing. Honey. I am so serious right now. Y'all are a trip. Okay, so now listen. Here's the thing. Like I told you all earlier, that girl Holly Johnson, she really has played herself. She has really, really played herself. She is going to prison. She's probably going to get a life sentence. If she don't get a life sentence, she's going to get at least 30 or 40 years for how she shot that girl multiple times while he had her in a headlock, and you shot her in her damn face. They probably can't even have an open casket funeral. This is so darn sad. Her son probably won't even get to ever see her beautiful face again. This is so sad. Like, I really hate to even think about this story. But the thing is, that dude is not thinking about her. He done already flipped the script. He already is talking about, oh, she planned this out. He's already reposting her post where she said sometimes you just got to start killing MFs. That's not going to look well for her. That's not going to age well when she goes to trial. Okay? Now, here's what's going to happen too. Once she finds out, if she hasn't already, that he's flipping on her and throwing her under the bus, she's going to be so mad, so hurt, feel so stupid. She's going to start talking trash about him. They both going to turn on each other. But the one who turns first, which is likely going to be him, is going to get the best deal. It's going to get the best deal. Okay? And who knows? Hell, he might not even get charged. He might not even get charged. It just depends on what the police think. But he should be charged. They both should be charged. Okay, they both should be charged. And if she had a restraining order against him, he should have been arrested at the scene, in my opinion. But let's listen to this video. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you.
They baited that girl into fighting just so they could claim self-defense. You cannot tell me that they did not have that entire situation planned out. Referring to Romika Meeks, and I hope I'm saying her name correctly, she was dropping her son off at school. Her baby dad pulls up with his new girl. So one thing or another happens. They get to tussling. He has her in a headlock. And the new girl comes up and shoots her close range in the face multiple times. You cannot tell me that that was not premeditated. Because not only are you at a school drop-off that you don't even need to be at, he had her in a headlock. There was no danger to neither one of you. And if that didn't already prove the point, there is a whole crowd of witnesses and people like hollering, like telling the police like it was her. She did it. She's the one that did it. She put the gun in the car. And the girl is standing there so nonchalant, talking on the phone, talking about I'm licensed to carry. I'm licensed to carry. And he's also hollering at the crowd. It's self-defense. It was self-defense. What they didn't plan on was an entire crowd full of individuals who was coming to bat for that woman, whether they knew her or not. And had it not been for them, I really feel like they low-key would have got away with it. Like they stood there so nonchalant. The police, ambulance, everybody on scene, and old girl just standing there talking on the phone like she fully thought that she was going to get away with murder. That is.
Yeah, they did think they were going to get away with it, you all. They absolutely planned it all out. And let me tell you all something. How I know for a fact they planned this all out, I saw the same story years ago on Lifetime on a movie based on a true story. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. It was something very similar. Let me tell you what it was. It was a story of a man who was messing around with his 18-year-old stepdaughter. And he had a 14-year-old. The mother, he wanted to kill her because he wanted to be with the stepdaughter. So they got the 14-year-old, he got the 14-year-old to kill the mother. He told her that their lives will be better without her. He told her some lie about the mother being sick or something. I can't remember what it was, but he lied. And then he told her that she had to be the one to do it because she was so young, she wouldn't get much time because she's just like, she was 14 or whatever. And then he gave her the gun and told her what to do and everything. But here's the part she didn't know. He gave her some medicine or whatever, some kind of pills or whatever, and I forgot what lie he told her the pills were supposed to be for. But after she shot that woman, she got really, really sick, and she ended up going outside into the doghouse. I don't know why she went to the doghouse. I don't remember. But she was out there throwing up. She was sick as a dog. So what he really had planned, OG Patrice said, I saw that movie, Queen. Okay. So what he really had planned was to kill her. The pills he gave her were supposed to kill her so that it would look like she killed her mom and then took out herself. That's how he had it planned out. He didn't give a damn about her. And so at the end of the day, when she survived, because she kept throwing up, and I guess they got the stuff out of her system. So she ended up surviving, and she gets sent to a juvenile facility. And she was there for at least a few years before she finally told on him. She was not ever going to tell. But she started realizing that she got played. And that's when she started talking and implicated him. Okay? Laverne said, sounds like a Lifetime movie. It is. It was a Lifetime movie. Okay, you says a license to carry is not a license to kill. Exactly. Okay, that's what she seemed to have thought. Okay, it is what it is. Says the new baby mama had a restraining order for the one that passed. Right, and I think that was all by design. I think that was all part of it, beloved. Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, her going to get a restraining order was strategic. Because now, if you get into an altercation with her and you end up killing her, you can always have that in the background and say, oh, she had been threatening me. I fear for my life. I had a restraining order against her. But you know why that's not going to work? Because you came to where she was. If you fear her and you have a problem with her to the point that you need to get a restraining order, why the hell are you going up to the school when you know she's there dropping off her son? Okay? Why would you do it? At the end of the day, I want y'all to pay attention. And then here's the thing. They really thought they had it all planned out, because here's the thing that messed them up. To me, this is what messed them up more so. The fact that he got Romika in a headlock. Now, I think The reason he got Romika in a headlock is because when Romika and what's her name, Holly, were fighting, I think Romika was beating Holly's ace. I think Romika was tearing her up. And so for him, to get Holly to where she can go get that gun, he had to grab Romika and hold her. So she could no longer defend herself. I think that's what it was. I think Romika was throwing those hands. And so he grabbed her in a headlock, and then that girl got the gun and shot her. That was their plan. He wanted her dead. This is so damn sad. Every time I think about it, it literally makes me sick to my stomach. When I tell you all, I couldn't sleep last night. I literally could not sleep last night thinking about this. I was online all last night just reading about this. It was all over TikTok. It was all on Instagram. It was on Facebook. And now I was just like getting more and more angry and sick. Now, this is what you did. When you see him with her, they look like they were so happy together and so in love. And I guess they were, but that's why he's mad now, because that love is gone. And she wasn't going to bring it back. And now you got somebody else who you really don't want. And now you feel like, oh, if I can't have her, nobody else can. So let me just have her killed. That's what that was. And doesn't even give a damn about the other baby mama, unfortunately for her. She has risked or ruined, shall I say, her life and her son's life. Now her son is 6 months old. He has to grow up without his mother because her dumb self is going to be in prison over a no good man. Ladies, y'all need to think twice. Okay? Y'all need to think twice. Okay? This is all crazy. Because let's read this again. Let's read this again because this pretty much sums it up right here. This is what Romika wrote. How long does it take a baby daddy to get over his first baby mom? Asking for myself, because this ninja got to get off my D and be a dad. I'm tired of getting popped up on at my job and school, ready to get fought on. Ninja, go fight them other bitches you clearly don't want. See, she knew he didn't want that girl because he wanted her, because he was stalking her. Wouldn't leave her the hell alone. That's why she had to change her phone number. Okay? Didn't want him to have her address. She said, I only argue with you about our son, and I'm effing a million ninjas and disrespectful. Bitch, I'm such a hoe, but don't want you. OMG, you don't have my number or address. I'm tired of you playing with my name on me. Mr. Always say I'ma do or buy something for my son and don't. I'm finna start eating you up, Bia. Hate my baby mama, man. Yeah, it definitely was premeditation, Special K. It absolutely. And this right here is not gonna help that baby mama in court. Sometimes you gotta just start killing MFs. She gonna hate that she said that. I promise you, she gonna hate that one, honey.
Is insane to me. These situations like this, and I just don't understand what the thought process was. What was the logic? What was the end game by taking that lady's life? Like, I don't. Evil. That's the only explanation. Pure evil. The world is so evil, man. And that's the whole mother of your child. I don't understand. What's crazy? You did all of that over a man. Now you don't get to see your child. You just had a baby a couple months ago. You never get to see your child again. And now this man that you was so ride or die for, now you don't even get to see him ever again because, baby, you're never gonna see the sunlight of day. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane to me. Evil. The world is so wicked. So wicked.
Yeah, that is crazy because now she did all that for nothing, honey. It's real stupid. But what amazes me is that people who commit murder, they always think they're going to get away with it. They always think they have some master plan that they're somehow not going to get caught, even though, and despite the fact that many other people have gotten caught. The prisons are full of people who thought they wouldn't get caught, but somehow they did. Shouldn't that be a deterrent? But it isn't. Even capital punishment is not a deterrent from the death penalty, okay, or from murder. Because in the states that have the death penalty, they have the highest rates of murder. But that lets you know that the death penalty is not a deterrent from murder, honey. People are still out here killing people because everybody thinks they're so smart that they can get away with it. But sooner or later, your arse is going to get caught, okay? Your arse is going to get caught, period.
She posted on her Facebook, sometimes you just got to start unaliving motherfuckers. Let that sink in. Then you get in front of the laws. Your pussy saying it was self-defense. Number one, if it was self-defense, she would have came to you. You wouldn't have came to her child's school. Number fucking 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2. You already had a motherfucking restraining order. Now, I don't know the full details, but I know what it's giving. It's giving, you know that this man is infatuated with her because she's a bad bitch. It's giving, you done been through that man's phone and you done seen his true feelings for her. It's giving, you know that at any motherfucking moment, that lady say she want him back, he's going to run to her. And you got your dumb ass in her doing wifely duties, looking stupid as a bitch. It's giving, you just want this bitch out the way so you could be runner up. Now you finna get run down. I know.
Okay, I know I'm getting a copyright claim for that music playing, but too late. Yeah, she definitely is a whole idiot. I mean, I hate it for her son. I really, really do. I literally hate it for her son. Because that baby did not deserve any of it. Okay? Neither one of those beautiful children did. This is really sad. Just throw your life away. Like, really? You just gonna throw your life away for a no good arse man? Like, I could never, honey. It's not gonna happen.
Why were they there and why are they claiming self-defense? So Romika drops her son off at school. Minutes later, her ex Carlos Way and Holly Johnson pull up. Now, not only are they at the school, but there's an active restraining order. Holly has a restraining order against Meeks. Holly, if you have a restraining order against Meeks, why did you pull up on her? I thought you was scared. Yeah, they confronted Meeks. We all know this was not a chance encounter, but a confrontation. Now, eyewitnesses say that the father had Meeks in a headlock. That alone doesn't look like a self-defense reaction. It looks like a setup. Why show up to pick a fight, especially at a school? Now, while Meeks was in that headlock, Holly Johnson took out a gun and shot her at close range in the face. Witnesses say they saw everything. Self-defense? Not likely. Now, in Illinois, you can only claim self-defense if you thought that you were in immediate danger or harm. Your response has to be proportionate. Here's why self-defense makes no sense. The victim, Meeks, was the one being held in a headlock. Now, if Meeks is in a headlock, she's not a threat. Now, the shooter, Holly Johnson, initiated the deadly response without clear, immediate danger to herself. They could have chosen to de-escalate and walk away. They chose to fight. They chose a confrontation at school drop-off. That shifts the narrative from self-defense to potential premeditation or even an ambush. In this case, you see a woman held down and another one pulling a gun. That's not defensive. That's escalation, especially given that you're at a school setting and you have a restraining order. Now, why do I think it's an ambush? It was a combination of the ex and the new girlfriend at the school combined with the restraining order. Makes me feel like Meeks was ambushed. This is a tragedy and a setup. And I guarantee you, both the baby father and Holly Johnson will face charges. Like I said, this case is still under investigation. No charges have been announced.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to prove self-defense, son. That's not even what it was. Okay, they could clearly miss me with it. And the fact that they started saying that so soon after, and I'm glad that they're recorded, they're on video of what they were doing immediately following. They didn't show any remorse or anything, any empathy or sympathy. You would think that at least if that's a child's mother, his child's mother, that he would be crying or just trying to help or do something. He's just standing there talking about self-defense.
Let me chime in real quick. As a native of Chicago, a woman of Chicago, and a woman that experienced jealousy, envy, and stalking of 16 plus years, I can tell you this. That woman that killed Romika, that was intentional. That was envy, that was greed, that was what's that other word? Just envy and greed, off back, point blank, period. That girl was jealous that she was number one. That girl was jealous that he loved her, wouldn't let her go. That girl was jealous of everything that girl had and stood for. That man put that bug in that girl ear for her to come all the way from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Chicago. And that ain't no hop, skip, and a jump, baby. That's the drive. Okay, so you mean to tell me in the 2+ hours or 1 hour and 45, I forgot what exactly it is, that you didn't think logically about the decision that this man had you making? And for you as a man to sit there and be parlaying with the shit, oh, well, she did XYZ pillow talking and creating narratives and formulating magic potions in your head just to get back at this woman because she rejected you. It's sick. And then on top of that, that woman had an active restraining order against that man. So neither one of them was supposed to be at that school. And concealed carry only goes as far as the city streets, not any public emergency rooms, mayor office, doctor's office, schools, anywhere the kids is knowing and actively playing. So I'm going to say this to say that. Stop creating these narratives saying that that man didn't know what he was doing and know what was.
Hold on now, just anticipate. Oh, I'm sorry, I put up the wrong comment. Hold on. This is the one. You said she is a stud. Don't listen to her. Why should we not listen to her if she's a stud? You don't even know if she's a stud. Maybe she's just a tomboy. Or maybe that's just how she likes to dress. But why would you say don't listen to her? Okay, we don't discriminate over here. I have no problem with studs, honey, at all. At all. Adults. All right? We don't have that problem over here, honey. All right, we LGBTQIA plus friendly over here. All right. It is what it is. Says she was jealous that the other girl was first that he loved, first to have his baby, first to turn him down. Exactly. She knew that she could never match. Okay, she knew that she could never match. She knew it. Okay, please pay attention.
Was gonna happen. He did that shit. He knew what was going to happen because he stood over that girl without remorse in his body. He stood over that woman without no shock, no chaos, no tears, no regret, no nothing. He didn't think about them kids or how they was going to be affected. All he was thinking about is, oh, well, this might get back. 9 out of 10, that nigga partying right now with a drink in his hand, acting like nothing ever happened. Because guess what? 99.9% of these men out here that's abusive to that woman, when that woman get free, it becomes a deadly situation. And I'm going to say this to say that.
Hold on. Oh, Lord. Here we come with the Bible thumpers, y'all. Here they come. Here comes Marvin. Marvin said, that means you go against God. He said homosexuality is an abomination. Well, here's the thing. That may be your belief. That isn't mine. I believe that people are born that way in many cases. Second of all, we're all born with feminine and masculine energy. So I absolutely believe that there are some men that are born with more feminine energy, and there are some women that are born with more masculine energy. There's also people that are born with both genders, okay, with both private parts, okay, the one that I have and the one that you have. They're called hermaphrodites. So I'm sorry, I don't agree with that logic at the end of the day. And also, did God say that? Or did the people that mistransliterated the Bible, did they say that? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying at the end of the day. And listen, here's the thing. I'm not God. I'm not God, so I don't have any obligation to judge people as the Most High might. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Another thing is this. When you talk about going against God, here's the thing. That's always interesting to people who talk about gay people going against God. If that's how you feel, do you feel the same way about adultery? Do you feel the same way about fornication? Because we're not supposed to do either of those either. Hello. Y'all don't want to have that conversation because I know a whole lot of y'all up in here be fornicating. Okay? And if you're not doing it now, you did at some point. And some of y'all out here committing adultery. So please, let's not throw stones. Okay, shall we not throw stones? Let he who is without sin cast first. Isn't that what the Bible also says? Okay, Andre said, I hear you, Andre. Andre said, I'm a gay man and I do not live in shame. Exactly, and nor should you, beloved. And nor should you. Okay? And nor should you. About damn time said, see, Queen, you too logical. Some think one sin better than the other. Shaking my head. They're not. They're not. Okay? A sin is a sin. That's right. Said cherry pickers. Exactly. Okay? Exactly. So with that all being said, LeVar said that word homosexuality didn't even appear in the Bible until 1946. Mama Joyce is sitting up here, no, she lying, talking about I'm a virgin. Mama Joyce, you know you ain't hardly no virgin. You thought I was a virgin about 20 years ago. maybe 30. I don't know how old you are. But I know you ain't no virgin now, Mom Joe, so you need to sit down somewhere, okay? Stop running the game. Stop running the game in the queendom. Here we go.
As a woman who's experienced the stalking, the blackmail, the abuse, the verbal abuse, I've experienced that. A woman with an active restraining order, a woman who had to move locations because motherfuckers, the girlfriend wouldn't leave me alone for no reason. I'm going to say this. What that man did was pure blood envy and intentional. That woman acted on what was told to her. Yep. That greed that she had and that envy and that hatred and that malice intent that she had was created by that man. Because all these niggas out of Chicago, all they do is when they mad at their baby mama, they go pillow talk with the next sip bitch that's gonna go right along with their story. They create these narratives like these women is the problem, but in actuality, it be the men. Let y'all nuts drop and get y'all shit together, because there's no way in the world that you allow one woman to harm the mother of your child, your firstborn at that. It is no way. I'm not going at all. I don't care what the story is, how the narrative spent. That woman was beautiful, pure beauty. Everything about her is the definition of a baddie, a real woman.
Yep.
She got up. She loved her child. She put messages in his box. She went to work. She went to school. She did everything she's supposed to been doing. But then you got evil, spirited, hate-filled individuals that took her from her baby. That baby will forever hurt, because that's something that he would never get back. All because of what? She didn't want to be bothered, or the fact that she filed a restraining order. I'm not, no, gang. Women, if y'all see that man and that man is giving you traits like he's going to harm you, bitch, move. Don't let nobody play with your life or your freedom. And that means switch zip codes, phone numbers, everything. Do whatever you have to do to protect yourself, because these men ain't protecting y'all for real. They going behind y'all back and they pillow talk. And it just might be a goofy simp like this wench that took that lady away from her child, that's sitting there laying next to him.
Now, she's right. She's right, but I'm going to have to say this now. I have to give my disclosure. She is right. I have to agree, but here's what I have to say to her. Beloved, now don't sit there and act like you don't be pillow talking too, okay? Because them studs be out there giving hell too, okay? Now let's just keep it a buck. Now she's going in on the men, but them studs, they be out there giving them hell too, okay? They be pillow talking too is all I'm saying, ladies. All right? So whether you like the men or the ladies, be careful. Because a lot of people is out here lying and cheating. That's all I'm saying. Not me, though. Not me. I'm not a liar or a cheater or a pumpkin eater, as a matter of fact. So with that all being said, Reggie said equal terror on both sides. Exactly. Laverne said the sister is correct here. Yeah, she is. LeVar said true. Okay. About that time said we love a fair queen. Okay. It's the truth. It is the truth, honey. These studs be out here giving them hell as well, honey. Now, don't act like they don't. They be out here be having multiple women themselves, honey. They think they got somebody food. Sure, they ain't got me food. How about y'all? Rex said, I'm not with them either, queen. About that time said, not pumpkin catching strays. Okay, let's get out of here, you guys. Okay, so I gotta go. Listen. I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoyed the broadcast. I will see you all in the morning with your morning wake-up call. Okay, until then, beloved, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time, I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.
With that soul all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got